What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Your Best Lifestyles Health and Wellness Podcast. I am your host, Terrence Hutchinson, right here at the O. Robinson Public Relations and Media Group Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. What's up? Happy Friday, man. I hope you guys are doing well. It's a beautiful day outside today in Atlanta, man. Not too hot, not too cold. It's sunny. I hope you guys having a great day thus far, man. It's a beautiful thing. So we want to make sure that we tapping in with yourself. I posted a video yesterday asking everybody to take time and tap in with themselves mentally, emotionally, financially, or spiritually. How are you feeling right now at this present moment? What are your thoughts? What are your emotions? Are you stressed? Are you filled with anxiety? Are you suffering from depression, PTSD? Like, what are you going through right now? Outside of the whole social media thing, everybody got their own soapbox. But how are you feeling? What are your thoughts on a regular basis? What are your emotions? Are you all over the place? Or are you meditating and you calm and you know where you're going? Because this world is so ups and downs right now. It's very chaotic. So, especially with everything going on, presidential elections, the weather, your career, maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's the kids. Tap in with yourself, because if you're not tapping in with yourself and then you just all over the place, most likely you're going to run your blood pressure up. And if it goes up too high, God knows you're going to end up on your back with a stroke. Okay. So we want to make sure that you are aware of what's happening around you in your life and outside of your life. Because, you know, I talk to people all the time, and people are really overwhelmed by what's going on in their personal life and their professional life all around the country, all around the world. Well, not all around the world, because a lot of places in the world, they don't deal with all the stuff we deal with here. You know, they are more calm and relaxed. They don't have the tenseness and the anxiety going on, stress. So around the country, especially in the inner cities, we're dealing with a lot of tension, a lot of stress. We are using alcohol and everything else to try to numb ourselves. So we want to make sure that we're trying to get away from all that and then focus on the more of the holistic approach of really taking care of ourselves, right? Because right now, as we age, it's no longer about you anymore. It's about your family members. It's about your significant others. It's about your kids. It's about your grandkids. So we have to make sure that we are around for long term for them. So if you feel like you're neglecting your health and you're not paying attention to certain things, you need to start looking at them, because God forbid if something happened to you today, now you become a liability and you got your family members taking care of you, and all depends on your relationship with your family. I've seen most family members put other people in a home. If they're dealing with a stroke, they're in a hospital, and it's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars just to heal and recover. And if you don't have that money in place, and if you don't have that family support and structure, most likely your recovery time is not going to be the way you hope it to be. And this is a big deal, man, because like I said, I work with people who are dealing with a lot of chronic illnesses right now. And what comes with that is like, man, I should have worked out today, or I should have lose the weight, or I should have did X, Y, and Z. Preventive measures go a long way. So you don't want to get to the point where I should have, could have, and would have. It's just don't make sense anymore, right? So if you got that thought to get off the couch and go to the gym, drink your water, eat right, those good things, that's what we need to do, man. Okay, so also I want to say thank you to everybody who purchased their tickets to the fifth BBR Indie Films and Networking event happening on July 24th at Studio Movie Grill right here in Marietta, Georgia. Man, we have an amazing lineup with you guys. We got Dennis LA. uh, Edwards that just pulled up, and you seen him on Notorious, you see him on Family Business. He's gonna be on the panel. We just got his introduction video, and also DC from the Country Wayne Skits. He just posted his video. So make sure that you get your tickets, man, at www.bbrmediagroup.com and come hang out with us, network with us. And if you are an actor, filmmaker, MAU, you're a barber, you're a stylist, you're a holistic coach, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you are at this event, man, and networking with some seasoned industry professionals. Even if you do music, you want to make sure that you get here, man, because we got distribution going on, and we got people who are offering a lot of funding for possibly your next uh, event or project. Okay, so with all that being said, man, I'm gonna bring on my guest right now. He go by the name of Flip-McGyver, a 7-time best-selling author and alkaline diet advocate. Flip-McGyver is an award-winning author renowned for his transformative Alkaline Life Diet series. His journey began with the publication of his first book, The Alkaline Life, in 2018, which received worldwide acclaim and inspired him to continue the series with other volumes. With a passion for holistic health and wellness, Flip has dedicated his career and the secrets of an alkaline lifestyle, sharing including the Alkaline Life Diet, Health is Wealth Cookbook Edition, the Alkaline Life Diet Volume 2, Eat to Live, and the Alkaline Life Silenced by the System. The Dr. Savage story have not only not only top the charts, but also changed lives. Through his comprehensive guides and engaging storytelling, Flip empowers readers to take control of their health by understanding the profound impacts of diet and lifestyle. His work goes beyond the kitchen, offering insights into the broader implications of an alkaline lifestyle on overall wellness. Flip's dedication to health and wellness has garnered him a loyal following, with readers praising his accessible approach and practical advice. His latest projects continue to inspire and educate, cementing his reputation as a leading voice in health and wellness community. When he's not writing, Flips enjoys connecting with his audience through podcasts, seminars, social media, spreading the message that's not just a diet, it's a new way of life. If you want more information, go to his website right now at www.TheAlkalineLifeDiet.com. And we're going to mention all that stuff again. Welcome, my brother. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Thank you for that generous introduction.
Man, it's your bio, man. So I'm just trying to give it a little bit more life for doing the introduction. So tell me,
Okay.
you obviously you got all the New York attire on, so I'm thinking you're in New York right now.
No, absolutely. Well, actually, I'm in North Carolina right now.
Okay. That's what part of North Carolina you in?
I'm in Greensboro.
Greensboro. Okay. Well, you right up the block. We in Atlanta, so that's only a few hours away. Greensboro.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
yeah, right before Charlotte.
Yep, facts.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So let's get into it, man. Get these questions because I know I want to know, along with the world, we want to know everything it is about you, man, and how you got started. So can you tell us a little bit more about the inspiration behind the Alkaline Life Diet series? Excuse me.
Yeah, well, actually, I've been alkaline before I wrote the book, but I kind of ain't even realized what I was doing. I stopped eating meat, red meat, probably like maybe about 12, 14 years ago. And I started trying to stay plant-based.
Mm.
And I was doing some reading about a couple of other people that a couple of other people that indulge in diets and different things like that, and it inspired me to bring my truth to the world, and that's why I wrote my first book.
That's what's up, man. You know, well, we have that, and we have a few things in common. Like, I'm a health and wellness consultant and coach. I believe in the more of the holistic approach when it comes down to healing and recovery. But also, I'm a believer of modern medicine to a certain extent. But you know, I just don't like all the side effects that comes with it. So the holistic approach is pretty much what I enjoy. But also, as far as getting off the red meat, I haven't had beef and pork in around about 13 years myself. And it's a great feeling, man, to get off the beef, man, get off all that pork, swine, and stuff like that, man. So, what role do you believe education plays in changing dietary habits and improving public health?
Well, education is the most important thing. You got to get the knowledge out to the people. That was the inspiration behind me writing my books. I'm trying to teach the world that it's a better way to eat than the American diet, a more healthier way to eat than the American diet.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It's definitely, you know, we grew up, you know, on the soul food diet, fried stuff, all that, and you know, we got to get away from it because it's not as healthy as we thought it was. Even though it's more traditional eating for us, but we got to get away from it as much as we possibly can, unless we just modify a lot of ingredients. You use turkey instead of the pork, you know, cook with olive oil instead of the lard or whatever. And but a lot of the soul foods was making us ill. You know, it's high in calories, high in sugar, you know, and we really got to get away from that. Somebody like I only can have these type of foods during the holidays. You know, Christmas, Thanksgiving, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have a plate here and there, but like I don't eat all those things. So when it comes down to the Western diet, everything is uh, high in sodium, high in sugars, big gulping, you know, also processed and stuff like that compared to other countries around the world. Like they don't consume. So I think that you're on the right path. Well, I know that you're on the right path to help use education as a conduit to help other people around the world really practice a good holistic diet, man. So I want to say thank you for that, King, and congratulations for all the
Appreciate it.
things that you're doing to educate the community and around your world. So I want to give you your flowers on that, man, because that's a big deal. So how do you handle criticism and skepticism about the alkaline diet and the natural healing methods?
Well, I mean, haters are going to hate you. If you can't deal with the hate, then you really can't deal with success. Cause it don't matter what field you in, you're gonna have skeptics, and that's just a part of success. I mean,
Yeah,
and I just deal with it like how I deal with anything else as far as in along the lines.
that's what's up. Because when you're talking about something about the alkaline diet, eating healthy, being holistic or taking a holistic approach, you're always going to have skepticism, haters, criticism. It's just part of the game. People fear what they don't know or don't understand. So if you say, hey, I wrote this book, I'm the expert on this, I wrote this book, you know, you need to try this out because this is going to help heal your body. It's going to help really keep you nourished, get your vital organs working right. We got to get into that alkaline state where we shut down the cancer cells and all those different things like that. But people, they always want, well, I don't know about that. You know, well, I ain't hear nothing about that. And they start to try to shoot you down. But I'm glad that you take the whole emotional and mental approach by saying, I treat it like everything else, you know what I'm saying? Because people gonna hate regardless. You know, especially if you're saying you're a 7-time award-winning, published, best-selling author. They're gonna hate just off that alone. You know what I'm saying? So keep that up, man. So can you share a success story from a reader who has benefited from your following diet recommendations?
Um, I got several stories from people all around the world. They email me all the time. In particular, I had this one person that I spoke to. They was diabetic, and I gave them the book, and I told them to follow what's in the book as far as diet go, and I gave them the 30-day meal plan, and they
Hmm.
went along with it. And when they went back to the doctor, their blood sugar level had changed, and it started going down. And I mean, after about 4 months, they called me back again and said that the doctor took them off their medication for diabetes.
Yeah, man. And that's a big deal. So I was once diabetic. I was diagnosed type 2 diabetes by 2010. It
Okay.
almost killed me. And one thing I realized for sure, like I'm a certified diabetes reversal specialist, so I help people uh,
Oh,
reverse type 2 diabetes. And one of the hardest things that I see people have as far as being a diabetic, they can't get rid of certain foods or certain alcohol beverages or they're super stressed. They can't let it go in order to reverse it. So they want to maintain it. Nobody should ever want to maintain diabetes or any type of disease. So the fact that the meal plan that you gave a client to follow, and they went back to their primary position, they said, "Hey, man, your numbers are down. We're gonna take you off the metformin, Lantus, or whatever they was on." That's a big thing because most doctors do not want to take their patients off the medicine. Once they prescribe you, it's in the system now. You're hooked. You got to prove to them that I got it under control. Hey, my blood pressure down, my sugar levels are down. It's been down for months. I have it. That's the only way they're going to take you off that medicine. So I want to say, keep doing that because there's over 38 million people in this country that's diagnosed as a diabetic, and over 88 million people around the world are diagnosed with diabetic. So diabetes is a $489 billion a year industry soon. It's a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. So they want you to maintain diabetes so you can keep spending money on treatments and all that. And what they need to do is go get your book, connect with you and see how the alkaline diet book can really transform their diabetes lifestyle, you know, and that's what they need to do. So I want to say congratulations on that. So
thank
there's,
you, man. Appreciate it.
yeah, man, that's a people don't understand. This is a big deal, especially in the African American community. We lead out of all the cultures. We lead with diabetes, right? As Black people, we lead everybody with type 2 diabetes, man. So it doesn't discriminate, but because the way we are living, most of us, the way the systems is set up, you damn near gonna be pre-diabetic. If you're not diabetic right now, you may be pre-diabetic in a little while. So they want you to be like, think about this. Just to say, I had this conversation the other day. Just to say, God forbid, you haven't eaten anything, and all of a sudden you got to go rush to the emergency room. You're not feeling well, whatever, and you be like, "Oh my God, I'm stressed out. I haven't eaten anything." You're gonna go get that vending machine that they have in the emergency room. You're gonna go get you something to snack on, right? Because your sugar's dropping. You're gonna get a soft drink. Then after you eat that, they're going to call you. They're going to take your blood pressure. They're going to take blood work, all of that. Then they're going to come back and say, hey, your blood pressure and your sugars is sky high. Well, yeah, I just had a Coca-Cola and I just had some chips from the vending machine. You see what I'm saying? Then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is why you see vending machines in hospitals on every, especially in the emergency room. But when it comes down to diabetes, like, man, it's such a big deal because the complications of type 2 diabetes is very ugly. It's life threatening for real. Because if you're not eating an alkaline diet, if you're not eating a regular like fruits and vegetables and whole grains and drinking your water, I'm trying to tell you it's going to be very problematic for people. Very problematic. So I like what you said that you gave a success story that you gave somebody a book, your book, and all of a sudden it's like, man, the doctor said, congratulations, you're no longer type 2 diabetic, and it keep passing that book out as much as possible, man. So let me ask you another question. Have you ever considered creating an alkaline diet superhero? And if so, what would a name and catchphrase be?
Oh snap. I guess Flip-McGyver will be his name. I guess his name will be Flip-McGyver, Mr. Alkaline Life.
Okay, that's
Here to save here to save the world against the diabolical healthcare system
oh
and spread the truth about how to save your life and live longer.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
And the catchphrase, I guess, is not just a diet; it's a new way of life.
Yeah, it's definitely a new way of life. It's actually an old way of life too. We just got to bring it back to the forefront. Because when you think about the way our ancestors ate, we ate from the sea, from the sky, from the land, from the vine, from the tree, all healthy stuff. We grew our own food. We hunted fresh meat. We fished. Now everything is processed and supersized and fast paced, full of sugar, MSG, a lot of additives, preservatives, a lot of sodium. That's on the shelf. So we need a superhero that comes.
Almost every
Yeah, yeah, just about everything. So, and in some communities we have a lot of food deserts. We have a lot of places where it's no fruits and vegetables, not fresh. And if you may go to a bodega, you may go to a corner store, but one banana, they charging like $1.50 for one banana, right? And you can go to the grocery store with that same $1.50 and get a whole bunch. So it's like we have to, and then with the low income community as well, not everybody has the financial resources to eat healthy because eating healthy is expensive. You know, uh, $4.93.99 for a pound of grapes. So when people be like, "Man, eating healthy is expensive," I said, "Well, you got to look at the value versus the cost." So when it comes down to maintaining an alkaline
I think I'm
diet,
losing you.
yeah, it's going to be pricey, but it's worth it in the end. So that's a good thing about having a superhero, Flip-McGyver, and saving the world, bringing it back to the front. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, next question. There are several articles on the internet about you and CBS and Paramount having issues. Can you tell a little bit about the public about that situation?
Oh, yeah, when I went to file for my trademarks, CBS, Paramount, and Viacom ran down on me, and they said that I was trying to be like the MacGyver, the television series star,
Yeah.
and they was trying to compare my work to his work,
Hmm.
and they tried to take me to court for that.
Yeah.
We settled we settled out of court, but they ran down on me and just gave me a list of things. And the people at the trademark office said, we said you approved. They can't tell you nothing
Right.
besides what we said.
Right.
And we went through negotiations for about 3 years. I was going through that dispute with them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we came up with an agreement, and they cut me a check for me to do the things what they said on the list. And I think maybe they might want to try to come and purchase something maybe later on down the line once I get everything solidified with the trademark, because it's still not all the way finished.
Yeah.
And then they'll come back and give me another offer, but I don't know if I take it. I don't know if I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
It just depends on how things go.
Yeah. I understand the whole thing with the trademarks. Sometimes it takes a little minute to get everything approved. You got the right lawyers. Um, but MacGyver, like when I read the name, I immediately thought about the MacGyver show back in the early '90s and stuff like that. So they do own the name, right? So it's like, okay, but it's not Flip itself. It's just MacGyver. So they kind of like own that for that. So, but they come and try to get you to cease and desist, but you already
No,
copyright.
no, we didn't get into a cease and desist because they couldn't do that because it really depends on what the trademark office say.
Yeah,
And the trademark office, there's no comparison from what I do to
right.
that series, the
Yeah,
MacGyver series.
yeah. It's no comparison. It's just the name in general. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
But if they
mhm.
come back and say, "Hey, we want it," they definitely gonna have to cut a check for you if you want it or not. you know. And the thing about it is, once you start making so much money off it, or they definitely coming back because they want to be like, how can we touch that paper, or is he making money off us? They,
Something like that. That's how they gonna come.
that's how they gonna come.
But they probably gonna do that, but put it on the shelf and hold the knowledge hostage.
Well, I don't even think they run that show no more. It's been 30 years since I think that show been out. You see what I'm saying?
Something like that.
It's been a long
Something like
time.
that.
I remember watching it as a young dude. MacGyver. I was like, dude, how does dude think all this? How you get out of all this trouble? You know what I'm saying? So, and when you think about the name, that's the only thing you think about until now, until you. So, if they want to reboot the show, and you'd be
They
like,
are.
yeah, it's on and popping. Like, okay, cool, but put my products
Next
in
next
the
year they
show.
supposed to next year they supposed to be doing a reboot. Next year.
Okay, great.
That's
So
what they said.
if they come at you and say, yo, put my products on the show. So if I got alkaline books, I got cookbooks, I got water and all that stuff like that. Just put my product on the show. So if just to say MacGyver, he thirsty and he grab a water, it's gonna have your brand on it. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna have
Yeah.
your labels on it, your brand on it, and that's gonna be advertisement all over the world. So if he's in the kitchen about to cook some food, they can have your book right there on the kitchen counter. That's product placement. So if they come to you and say, yeah, okay, put my products on the show and also ask for points. Like, look, I need about 3 to 5 points every time the show is ran. So you start getting the checks for that. A lot of people don't know about the points. So you got a check for product placement and you got a check for points. And then say, hey, I can lease out my name, right? That's another check for the leasing. So it's so many different ways to get money out of that. So I'm gonna lease y'all my name. Y'all can use my products. Y'all can put my stuff on there, and then even put me in the show. So if you're cooking, if you got your cookbook, you just might be an extra on the scene. You see what I'm saying? So that's another way to get some checks. So If they come, just say, okay, cool. Look for them. Like, okay, cool. Y'all coming out? Y'all contact me. Let's negotiate. Remember that right there. Okay. How
They
did
got,
the
they
Sebi
got,
story influence you?
huh?
How
I
did the
didn't hear you.
Sebi story influence you?
Oh, well, Dr. Sebi, he's the one that kind of originated and got that out there into the public view about the health benefits of the alkaline diet.
Right.
And I mean, diet is similar to his diet, but I just got some things that I allow that he might not allow because I don't want to scare people away from the diet. I'm really trying to help people. You know what I'm saying? It's I noticed that once people go vegan or they go full alkaline, they do it, they accomplish they weight loss goals or whatever reason they started doing the diet. And then after that, they go right back to doing what they doing once they accomplish their goals. So I try to make it a little bit loose so it
Yeah.
could be a lifestyle change so people could continue.
And that's a great point. A lot of people, they don't want to do a lifestyle change until the doctor say, "Hey, you got X, Y, and Z. You need to do this and do that." Right? When tragedy hits in the person's life, when it comes down to their health, then all of a sudden they want to make changes. Now, some people, they might do the diet or any type of diet, which is a thousand of them out there, right? They want to do it for fast results. Maybe they want a revenge body. Maybe they want to do something for a high school reunion. Maybe they want to go on vacation. The list goes on why people want to do a diet. Most people, once they lose 50, 60 pounds on a diet, they feel great. They go right back to eating.
So what they
I've seen it so many times before. And I tell clients, I said, once you lose the weight, don't go back looking for it. It's gone, right? And a lot of times people get emotional when they lose the weight. They get happy. They get all of a sudden they get a big ego. Some of them get narcissistic, and then they go to celebrating. But when you're celebrating like that, you out hanging out. Maybe you met somebody new. You've been single for a while. You met somebody new, and all of a sudden you're going on dates. You're laughing and joking. You're eating. You're drinking. Guess what? That's happy weight. That's 20 pounds right back on you if you off any diet, especially the alkaline diet, right? So you're absolutely right. People get happy when they lose the weight, they go right back. And our job as educators is to let people know, like, look, this is for a life, for your whole life. This is a lifestyle diet. Don't do it for 30 days to 120 days, get results, and then go right back to eating pizza and wings and drinking a beer. That ain't gonna work.
back.
You know what I'm saying? That's not going to work. So that's cool on that. So, what are some of your thoughts on the current state of healthcare, and how can individuals take charge of their health?
Wow. Well, the healthcare system is basically just a business. And
Mhm.
people get it mixed up because a doctor is kind of like a mechanic at the end of the day. I mean, when you go in there, they give you a pill. Instead of when a person got let's say diabetes, for example, when a person go in there to the doctor, the first thing the doctor's supposed to ask them is, "Tell me a little bit about your diet." You know, instead of just they giving statins and all kind of pills and things like that when the patient first go in the doctor, and they know diabetes is a eating disease. You
Mhm.
know, a lot of the things with type 2 diabetes, you can eat your way out of that as far as your diet goes.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think the doctors and the healthcare systems is too fast to give out them pills instead of really going in depth and trying to help people. It's like they just trying to stabilize the situation they got instead of curing the people. The diet will cure the people, and they don't do it. And
Yeah.
and as far as the healthcare system go now, it need a little bit of work. I mean, the doctors go to college, and nutrition should be one of the top things that they focus on for a doctor. And they got that kind of on the back burner. Nutrition is one of the main things with all of the illnesses. A lot of the illnesses come from is from that. And
Yeah.
I don't see no doctors say, here, take this diet. It's just this pill, because that's what make money. But that's not what's best for us.
Right.
A lot of these countries around the world, they don't got money like our country got money. And they living longer than us. And a lot of things with all the money that we got as a society, they people got more longevity than us. And they just telling them, go eat some plants. Basically, eat this, eat that. And it's not a pill-based healthcare system.
Yeah. That's all those are great points, and I agree. I've been on my back in ICU. I've been in the emergency rooms. I want to give out a big shout out to the healthcare system, but I don't want to stay on the healthcare system. I respect what they do, and but I don't want to stay on any type of medicine as long as I possibly can. Right? I respect what they do. I respect it, but I do know that doctors is all textbook. They know, hey, I did 12, 13 years of school for this. So if this is say you're a doctor and you have a practice and you got patients coming in all the time, new patients, old patients, you already know what it is. Oh, you suffer from type 2 diabetes. Okay, we're going to put you on this metformin, right? That's just what they're going to do. They're going to tell you change your diet. They're not going to ask you what are you eating. They're going to tell you to change the diet because they already know primarily the diet is what's causing you to be jacked up. You got too much sugar in your system. So obviously you're drinking or consuming too much sugar. So they're not going to say what's your diet like because they already know. But they're going to be like, okay, you got to change your diet. They're going to recommend you talk to a dietitian and get a meal plan, which is out of pocket expense. I'm gonna tell you something, Flip. When I was in ICU, I lost my taste buds. I couldn't eat for 2 days. I couldn't taste. By the time they was giving me crushed ice, saline solutions in my arm. By the time my taste buds came back and they gave me my first meal, and this is a true story. I love sharing this story. My first meal for breakfast they gave me was a nightmare. They gave me powdered eggs, yeah, powdered eggs, grits, white toast with butter, a large banana, Yoplait yogurt, which is 25 grams of sugar. The banana is 125 grams of sugar. And they gave me a Diet Mountain Dew. They gave me coffee with Splenda. Now, as an uneducated patient on diabetes, and I haven't eaten in 2 days, but I went from 242 pounds to 200 pounds in 2 days because of the side effects of diabetes. So now you're giving me my first meal. Thank you so much. I'm killing it. I'm wolfing it down, right? They'll come, check my sugar levels, and 2 hours later, they'd be like, man, your numbers seem like you're not improving. Your numbers is high. Now I'm starting to get worried because I'm saying, yo, what are we doing wrong? But as a new patient, I didn't understand. The food that I just ate, that banana, that Yoplait, that white grits, that white bread, the Diet Mountain Dew, all that is full of sugar. If you look at it on a glycemic index, which is a food index sheet to tell you what food is high in sugar and which one is low in sugar, all those was on a high list. So of course my numbers are not improving. I just ate a whole meal that was a ticking time bomb in my body. You see what I'm saying? So they're not, and that's what the dietitian gave me. So now when we're talking about doctors not giving a great feedback as far as nutrition is concerned, that's not their field. They're gonna tell you, hey, go take this class with the dietitians. They're the ones that's supposed to tell you, right? So it's all about the cure. Are we gonna put you on this med? Either it's blood pressure, sugar for diabetes, chronic kidney conditions, arthritis, hypertension, high cholesterol, heart disease, all those different things. It's a pill or a treatment for all those things. Nutrition is not one of them, right? So we have to learn how to eat food for our medicine. And if we don't, we're going to have to eat medicine for our food down the line. So if people are not incorporating the alkaline diet, if they're not buying your books, following the rules and concepts that you're preaching, most likely these people will have problems. And you mentioned a good point. A lot of countries outside of our country are living healthier because they don't have all the candies and the processed foods that we have. So they're living longer lives. They're living to be 100 years old, still climbing trees, getting coconuts and all that stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful concept that you mentioned because we have to get people in that mindset. So we got to get back. And I think people already know. They just so stressed out most of the time that they have to reward the stress with sugar. So when we're super stressed out, we gotta say, man, I need something that's gonna make me feel better. So they want the cookies, they want the chips and all those chocolates and stuff like that. So I know people who work in healthcare right now, they got a Coke, they need that Coke every day. They need that bottle of Coke to make them feel good. Or they need that Starbucks that makes them feel good. Like they need coffee. Like these things are really, really sabotaging their health long term. So I'm glad that you said that, man. But so tell everybody how a running a day for you. How are you taking care of yourself during the course of the day?
Like what you mean? Like what do I eat or like my
Yeah.
workout plan or
Yeah, when you wake up in the morning, what's one of the steps that you do personally? Do you meditate? Do you go for a walk? Do you drink water? Like, run us down a typical day for Flip.
I mean I get up, I take an alkaline shot, with some it's in the book, with some a whole bunch of different ingredients. I just put it in there with some water, stir it up, and I drink that for the morning. Usually I try to do intermediate fasting when I can. So I won't eat till maybe about 4 or 5 sometime. That might be my only meal for the day. And that way it'll eat off the fat off my body. People don't know about intermediate fasting. I got that in the book too. And
Yeah,
that's a way to lose weight, also.
yeah, I'm a huge fan on that. Um, at one time, I was not. I was more like eat 6 meals a day type of guy, right? Small meals, and doing any type of diet was not on my radar. So early this year, the beginning of this year, we was working with this church, and they was talking more about the diet. I said, okay, let's try it. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., we would not eat anything, just drink water and stuff like that, right? When you just starting out with intermittent fasting, it's the first 2 days are brutal because you gotta not eat. You gotta have that window. And now here he is in July. Like I probably only eat one big meal a day. So
That's
my last meal would probably be around about 7 or 8 p.m. and I won't eat again the next day until about 1 or 2 p.m. I'll break my fast. and that's been working great for me. I'm not as hungry, and what that does is that it helps reboot your system, like give your liver and your kidneys everything time to reboot and
Absolutely.
regenerate itself, man. People, you ever go to a restaurant or a buffet and you see people, their plates are like this, you know,
Absolutely.
stacked up, or you at a club or something, people eating wings and burgers and fries. I used to be that guy, but I see that now and I'd be like, oh my God, this is going to be I watch people eat so much, man, it make me sick, and like, especially with African American males, like when I work for this company, I was contracted and I'm reading a lot of uh, men's reports as far as their health. And the diet caused a lot of diseases, the hypertension, heart disease, cholesterol, all those things was causing erectile dysfunction in men, low libido. I was like, man, I thought I was going through stuff, but it's a lot of men that's going through a lot of health issues right now that already starts from the lack of dieting or lack of prevention. They're not taking care of themselves. So when you see all the documents and the paperwork, it'll shift something mentally, and you'd be like, "Man, I got to take better care of myself," or let me write another book, let me do a podcast, let me do another project that really put it out there, because things like that will spark you, and you want to make sure that you're putting so much information out there that you just want to flood the market as much as you can about your niche, about your ideology of how you can really impact the world on the global stage, man. So I want to say what you're doing is you just scratching the surface. It's so much more that you need to do with everything that you got going on right now. It's so much more people that you need to touch. And one thing doing this, I know, it's like it's billions of people in the world. They just don't know you. So we got to find ways to get them on your projects, on your diets, following. Got to get the books out there to the world, man. So So what's next for you? What else you got planned?
Um, well, basically, I'm just trying to spread the word. I got my new book out, Silence by the System.
Mm.
This one right here.
Talk
This
about that.
my new this my newest project right here. And it's doing good. It's doing good. It's
Talk.
about Dr. Satan
Okay.
and how he lives his life and how they did him dirty and how he was trying to help people and his situation. I got a 30-day meal plan in there. And
Yeah.
I'm really basically just trying to work with that right now and just push that and try to help people with that.
Yeah. That's awesome. And he had proof of all the things that he talked about. As far as HIV and cancer and all those things like that. And a lot of people said that he was silenced because he was exposing a lot of things from our healthcare system. Most people say he died of natural causes. Well, we can go. The list goes on, right? But when you stand up for something, there's always going to be a target on your back. Say, like you said, with Paramount, or people came after you because you're saying, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do. It's always going to be somebody, especially if you got scientific proof that, hey, I can really, we're not healing people, we're not claiming that, but you helping people get to the end of the tunnel as far as getting their life back together. What the
Absolutely.
what the good doctor is about the same way. So I saw something about uh, Leslie Left Eye Lopez from TLC when she went over there to Honduras. She went over there for a specific reason to connect with him and really heal herself. Because if you look at some of the tapes, Dr. CB was more like, well, she came over here, she had an issue, she had a concern, right? And she came to us and she's doing better. She started doing the intermittent fasting. She started taking
Yeah.
an alkaline diet, drinking the water over there. They had everything. The alkaline water was being pumped in because of from the rivers over there. That's just filled with minerals and all that good stuff like that. And she began to heal. And because of who she was, and she was bringing more awareness to everything, some people say that she might have been taken out, right?
I heard that too.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the accident and stuff like that. So, but we don't know. And I'm not saying that's what it is, but it doesn't surprise me. Even when you're talking about uh, Nipsey Hussle was talking about continue on putting that movie out and all these different things, and all of a sudden he got taken out. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like Dr. Sebi was preaching health, and he was trying to get a lot of things in going for us himself and stuff. But it's such a big deal. But also, the big pharmacy industry is a big machine, man, and they want to pump as much drugs out as they possibly can. So anybody talking more, bringing more awareness about a holistic approach and healing certain diseases and all this stuff like that, there's an issue because now you're taking money out of their pocket. So if you get hit with some type of, you know, altercation about what you're doing, just know it's part of the game. I have a book saying, get rid of diabetes now. 7 proven strategies for reversal. And I got some diabetic educators knocking me on that book, certain foundations blocking me on that book because it's taking money from their work, right? So if I say, yeah, do these 7 strategies right here, and I promise you over time, you'll reverse your type 2 diabetes, right? Not saying we're going to heal you. I'm just saying we're going to lower your risk of you taking medicines and being obese and all that stuff like that. Certain foundations, they don't want to hear that because I'm taking money out of their foundations. But you got a foundation just to get paid. You see what I'm saying? When people say a foundation, oh, we're not getting paid. Oh, yes, you are getting paid. That's a license. You're getting money. Okay, you're getting membership and donations, and you're signing yourself checks all day long. So you are getting paid. So even with the alkaline diet, you just got to keep pushing it in the forefront, like constantly pushing it out there, pushing it out there, pushing it out there, because now you got to focus on why people are keep going back to the regular standard Western diet. Why is that? Is it money? Is it stress? You need to feel good, so you need the sugar. Um, why is it that people keep running back? Why is it that people cannot stay with the intermittent fasting or stay with the alkaline diet? Why people do 6 months, 6 weeks, and then fall off? So we got to identify that. Like you mentioned earlier, like doctors, they're like mechanics. So are we to a certain extent, because when we start talking about the holistic approach and people keep falling back, like we got to convert them back. Like what is it that keeps you going off this diet? And we got to talk about that. We got to tweet about it. We got to blog about it. We got to journal about it. Possibly write more books about it, because all this is content. All this is information. You know, why do you want to maintain type 2 diabetes? It ain't fun poking yourself with a needle. It ain't fun popping pills. It ain't fun checking your blood every day. So why do you want to maintain that? Because that's what they say. What if I tell you about an alkaline diet that's going to help you reverse your type 2 diabetes? Here's proof from former clients that actually did it. You see what I'm saying? So that's my approach. Like, why you falling off, dog? Why are you not sticking to these diets? You see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, the doctor said I'm way overweight. You're drinking beer, you're eating the wings, you got the fried foods going on. You're drinking the Hennessy, you're smoking weed, smoking cigarettes. Why are you doing this? Are you stressed? Are you just trying to look cool with you smoking blunts with everybody? Or drinking all day long? I've been there, I've done that, right? But when you start to get older, you need to taper down. You see what I'm saying? Big time.
Yeah.
So, what's the environment right now in North Carolina where you at in Greensboro?
Like what you mean as far as healthcare or as far as what?
Yeah, as far as healthcare, what do you see on a regular basis as far as people uh, taking care of themselves or not taking care of yourself? What do you see? What's the environment there?
Well, it's look like it's a movement going on worldwide where slowly but surely people starting to come around to a plant-based diet. Slowly but surely they edging their way towards that, and I'm seeing a lot of people starting to get the wisdom to see what's going on. I mean, it's obvious. A lot of the stuff we doing it to ourselves. Is all you are what you eat.
Yeah.
You gotta eat to live, not live to eat. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people around me, I notice it going because this is the South. You know how we get down here. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? As far as diet go, we don't care nothing about that health, that plant based diet thing down here. So
Yeah.
it's hard to make the moves down here than versus like a lot of the major cities because that's how people was raised, and it's hard to get people to go against what they was raised doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not from North Carolina. I'm from New York. I'm from Harlem. But I mean, I'm down here in North Carolina, and everybody I come across, I try to help them, man.
Yeah.
Especially if I see that they overweight or obese or whatever. I
Yeah.
try to show them the right way.
And that's what you're supposed to do. And you made an excellent point. Like a lot of the southern states grew up traditionally eating the way they're eating. And they want the barbecue. Now I'm in Georgia, right? But when you're talking about Kentucky, Alabama, Tennessee, certain parts of Florida, St. Louis, like these particular cities and states, they grew up as pork all day. It's barbecue. It's hey man, it's cornbread fed. It's just what it.
They
Yeah,
look at this alkaline stuff as disrespectful to their heritage. Some
yeah,
hard body.
yeah. A lot of people they just can't do it. They just can't give it up. Like, man, you mean to tell me I got to give up ribs? Like, it's pork. I mean, you're gonna have to give up a few things. I'm gonna be honest with you. But traditionally, if you going to grandma's house or you going to the restaurant up the block, you want ribs and you want the greens, you want the macaroni and cheese. That's that thing, man. And it's hard to give that up. It's hard to give it up, and
It
also,
is.
yeah, it's hard to get it up. But I work with different ethnic groups: Spanish, Jewish, Muslim. It's the same thing. People grew up loving the more traditional foods. They know that, okay, most German people, they cook everything with butter. Butter, butter, butter. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to give that butter up. It's hard to give the margarine up. So you could talk to any group in Carolina, and they'd be like, "Man, I can't get away from that rice." That rice. I grew up in South Carolina. We grew up with rice. We had rice every day with damn near everything. But I had to get away from anything white rice, white flour, white bread, all that stuff. And it's challenging. It's challenging for a lot of people, and you're absolutely right. In that environment where you are right now, you can't tell people, "Hey, I got this diet." They're gonna be like, "What diet?" And they're obese, but they gotta get it together, man. But people just can't relinquish all that stuff that they're accustomed to eating. So when people say, "Nah, I'm good," how do you feel when you hear to know about it?
I mean, people is entitled to live their life how they want to live their life. All I could do is just give them the knowledge. I mean, I
Right.
could lead them to the water. They got to drink it their own self.
Yeah. A lot of times people don't want to drink it until the doctor say, "Oh man, you got this and you got that. You got to stop this." But sometimes it may be too late for a lot of people, man, unfortunately. And we have to reset our gut. So whenever we start a new diet, we got to reset our gut. We got to do the fasting. We got to flush out with a lot of water, do a cold and cleanse, all that stuff like that. Because 80% of most diseases start in our belly, in our gut, the foods that we eat. So we have to,
Absolutely.
yeah. It's like even what Dr. Sebi said. Look, you can heal yourself just by the right eating the right foods, right? If you stand into a more plant based diet, obviously it's whole foods is close to nature. So when you think about animals that live on the land, they eat a lot of vegetarian stuff. Some cultures, Asia, India, the blue zones, it's all pretty much plant based, vegan, pescatarian. It's not that beef and pork and the mac and cheese. It's not all that stuff, bro. Trust me. I've been to a lot of places. They don't eat like we eat. They don't. Everything is fresh. So it's challenging, man. But so when it comes down to stress, people want foods that's going to make them feel comfortable, comfort foods, and they don't find it in a diet, quote unquote, a diet. They find it in the more foods that they know that's going to make them feel good. You see what I'm saying? So we got to find ways to condition. Like, look, okay, you're stressed, but eat this from the diet and not that. And what do you think about the new trends of the lion's mane mushrooms going around right now? Like they've been around forever, but lion's mane mushrooms is more like people.
Oh, yeah, that's good right there. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a lot of things they keep it from you and they want to give you stuff so you can spend some money. It's about money. Everything is just based around money. And they not really caring about us.
Uh,
They give the impression of that, but if they cared that much, then they would change the way how they go about doing things.
oh yeah,
A healthy diet versus a pill, especially when you were talking about diabetes, them pills got statins in it. You gotta weigh what's best for the patient. A diet or these statins that's gonna mess up all the rest of the stuff.
yeah.
They don't care about us kind of sort of with how they going about it. The people starting to wake up about it.
Oh yeah, people definitely starting to wake up about it because they're realizing like food is the medicine.
Absolutely.
It is the medicine. Now, think about this. The Food and Drug Administration approves certain foods for you and I to eat on the shelf. We grew up on, for example, all these sugary cereals, been around since we was kids. That's great to eat. Box rice-a-ronis and mac and cheese It's approved. Yeah, eat, eat, eat. You eating that for 30 years. You
Oh, it's
overweight.
okay.
Yeah, and now they give you a drug to take for the illness, the Food and Drug Administration. So it's like, yeah, yeah, eat all this stuff. It's great. You get sick, they give you a drugs, and they pumping out new drugs every day. Every day is something new for some type of ailment. So the Ozempic drug, supposed to be for diabetics. Most diabetics can't even get it because everybody's buying it for their own personal use. You see what I'm saying? Especially celebrities, they want to be like, "Hey, I want to look good for the BET Awards. Let me get this Ozempic in me." Or for the Met Gala, let me get this Ozempic in me so I can lose 30 pounds right away. But they don't talk about the side effects of these medications. And that's the one thing that scares me because when I was on medication, the side effects always had me feeling weird, man. I don't like it. Uh, my mother's on blood pressure medicine since a terror. When I wake up in the morning, I don't even know where I'm at sometimes because it's helping, but she can look around. She be like, she knows where she's at, but she just got a brain fog, right? And that's what certain medicines do. So they'll cause certain medicines are called constipation, stiffness in the joints, disorientation, weight gain. And I know this for a fact because I work with people every day. Said, man, because I got an inactive thyroid or if I menopausal, they put me on the medication. Now I gained 30 pounds. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I can go on your diet, but I can't lose the weight. And they're gonna start blaming the diet and not the medicine that the doctor prescribed them. So the medicine has a steroid component. It's like, okay, you got to inject yourself because you got an inactive thyroid and you got to do that. And my ex-wife used to have that. And she gained weight. Within a month, she had already gained 30 pounds. So when you have a lot of hormone changes and they put you on some type of med, most likely it's going to cause constipation. So if you're constantly eating a diet, whether it's plant based, vegan, whatever it is, but you're not passing it through your system because the medicine they got you on is causing you to be bloated and
Yep,
constipated. Now
absolutely.
that's gonna mess with you. And they're gonna be like, oh, I tried Flip-McGyver's diet. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. No, it works. You just on all this other medication that's causing side effects. Because anytime you use food in the right way, it's going to work. If you use food in the wrong way, it's going to be a problem. And that's what people have been doing. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta use food in the right way, plant based, or if you are consuming meat, chicken or turkey or fish, and twice a week is all you need. You don't need all that meat every day of the week. You know, shoot for more beans and legumes and Greek yogurts and lion's mane mushrooms and vegan things. If you like the taste of it, switch, right? But eating the beef and the pork and doing the chickens all if I can, I'm down doing chicken twice a week now, which is really good for me because I used to do boy chicken be that thing for me, but now I'm down to only
Everybody.
everybody, right? Grew up on it, chicken. But now I think what's turning me off is that Bill Gates came out with a way to do sensitized chicken. So they take the stem cells from the chicken. It's all the new chicken is made in the lab now. So they take the stem cells from the chicken, computerize it, And now this stuff come out in a big old sheet of paper, like bologna almost. And now they doing chicken strips, they're doing chicken breasts, they're doing all this. Once I seen that, and it's a documentary, I think it's on Amazon or you one of those stations. They talk about that. It's not real chicken. They say, "Oh man, it tastes like chicken." Yeah, it tastes like chicken, but it's not chicken. It's fake chicken. So they're doing that right now with a lot of the beef. They've been doing that for fish. Obviously with the chicken. So I really don't trust meat anymore because I don't know what it is. So going to a plant-based diet and trying to stay there, it's like, man, where's my salads? Where's my beans? Where's my tofu? Where's my cottage cheese? Like I'm trying to find ways to eat where I can stabilize my internal organs and all my different systems to make sure that I'm able to sustain this lifestyle forever. Because I'll be 57 in a month, right? So it's like, what does that look like? How does it feel? And I just turned, I'm a brand new grandfather for the first time. So not everything changes, right? Thank you. And it ain't about me. People are depending on me to be around. And I tell myself, man, I might have another good 20, 30 years in me. But I don't want to be that grandparent or older senior who needs a whole bunch of pills, who needs a walker, a cane, a wheelchair. I don't want that to be me. So I want to be fun, active, driving myself all around the wherever I live. Hey, I can drive myself to where I need to go. I don't need nobody. That's my main goal right now. So I think what you're doing is wonderful, man. Especially in the area that you're in right now. Like they need that there. So how challenging is it for you to just to keep pumping when you feel like, ain't nobody listening to you? What was the how challenging it is for you?
Well, sometimes you be the only person that believes. Sometimes you might be the only one that believe in something, and sometimes that's all you really need. You know what I'm saying? And once you believe in something, the people that's around you and the people that you inform about what you're talking about, eventually they'll come around once they see the benefits. You
Right.
can't keep, they're not going to keep eating chitlins and pork chops and all that kind of stuff like that. And they seeing the outcomes where you could just eat this right here. They got all kind of other different alternatives than the food we eating now. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And it just depends on the person.
It's no it's
Just depends on the person.
Yeah, it all depends on the person. It's no alternative for chitlins. Ain't nothing out there.
I mean, don't eat it. That's the other alternative. You know what's making you sick? I mean, why would you still continue to eat that?
Yeah.
And it's nasty
Yeah, it's
to me. I can't knock nobody else what they do. I know where they come from, and I'm just not going to eat that. No, when I was little, don't get me wrong, I was raised doing that kind of stuff like that. But once I got older, I'm good on that. That right there. Who would eat that?
Yeah, you got to be super good on it, man. Once you educate yourself and you get older, you got to say, nah, I ain't eating none of that, man. It's like I grew up on it. I never. I did. My grandma used to make it. She used to have the whole house stink. I used to run out the house. Don't come back to tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So like, get the smell out. Gizzards and all that stuff. Like I don't eat none of that stuff, man. Anything fried, I stay away from because it's killing us. And we have to make sure that we are committed to our lifestyle on a daily basis. And I get
Absolutely.
I get it. Sometimes you might want something sweet. I get it. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to. You can have certain things to in moderation to a certain extent. It's not going to really do you that bad. But when you constantly, like, are you a people watcher? Like when you out, do you watch people? Do you look at people's bodies, body compositions when you're out?
I try to pay attention to my surroundings and stuff like that, but I don't. I mean, I look at people, but I don't look at people and be like, he fat and da da da. I just
Yeah,
take things into consideration, but I don't be looking down on people just cause they overweight or whatever the case may be. That's why I be just trying to help people.
yeah,
There's a way you got to approach people about certain things, cause you'll run them away instead of bringing them to you.
yeah. I watch people. I used to think back in the day, oh, this person is obese. They're not taking care of themselves, X, Y, and Z. But as I, got educated and more wiser, like every time I'm to the gym, I'm to the grocery store, I'm at wherever I'm at, people walk past me. I'm a people watcher, and I'd be like, if I see a guy and his belly is over his belt buckle, I would say, oh, he need to make some changes because he's probably got high hypertension, high diabetes. You can tell a lot from a person's body composition, right? However, I can't say that this particular individual doesn't take care of himself. Maybe it's a medical issue that caused this particular individual to gain the weight, right? But we don't know that until we do a consultation. We really try to talk to people. Even when we're in the gym, I can look at people and say, if this person do X, Y, and Z, they have the body that they want. But I don't walk up and tell people. I just watch. I just look at people as they walk past me. If I'm just happening to look up and I see people, what I'm saying. Then I can see really fit people who are constantly yelling and upset, and I'd be like, man, this person pretty much could just be not happy with themselves. You're right. So it just varies, but you don't really know individuals until you have a conversation with them. And so I watch people all the time, but not staring. But I just happen if they walk past me, if I'm in a room, if I'm at an event, I can tell a lot about a person's. Even if I see you in a grocery store and we know each other, I can tell if I look in your basket, I can tell a lot about you. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can tell a lot about a person if you go to their house and you open up their refrigerator or you open up their cabinet, you can tell a lot about a person, right?
Absolutely.
You can tell a lot. If you say, hey, you're going to the grocery store, I want to see your receipt. If I look at that receipt, I said, man, why are you buying all this stuff? You know, oh, are you stressed? Are you going through something right now that's triggering your stress levels or increasing your sugar levels? Like, why are you buying Haagen-Dazs ice cream and a big thing? Why are you buying chips? Why are you buying cookies? What's going on with you? You see what I'm saying? So, like you say, you don't want to run people away, but you can tell a lot by if you go to 4th of July barbecue or party and you see what people are cooking, you see what people are eating, you be like, wow, okay. Oh, I didn't see you done had like three glasses of Hennessy. What's going on? You see what I'm saying? Are you drinking just to relax? Are you drinking to forget? Saying it's some people are recreational drinkers. There's some people got so much internal pain they don't want to deal with it. So drinking is that thing. So just to say, oh, I had three drinks of Hennessy. I had three nice sized glasses. Now all of a sudden, I have an increased appetite, but I don't want to talk about no diet food, dog. What are wings at? You see what I'm saying? What are burgers? What are fries? Because when you're on a diet and you're drinking, nobody wants anything that's super healthy. People want something that's salty or sugary. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we got to catch people where they are in their life. So if we want to say, I'm trying to help people, like, okay, let me have a quick little 20 minute conversation with you to ask you some questions to see if I'm a good fit or my diet is a good fit for you. Because a lot of times it's not if the person is a good fit for us, it's if we're a good fit for their lifestyle. So having a 20-minute conversation, asking the right questions to a person is going to give you all the information that you need to see if your programs or diet is going to be a right match for this person. Because results may vary. It's like it may not work for Tom because Tom, he too busy drinking and smoking and stressed out all the time. He's not thinking about it. But if somebody say, "Hey, Flip-McGyver, I'm going to try it because I'm ready," and you're open minded, then that's a good fit for you. So it's just trying to find the ideal clients that we really can help. And within 20 minutes of talking to somebody, you already know if you're wasting your time or not. And
Absolutely.
you already know. So it's like being in Greensboro, you already know it's going to be a lot of traditional foods, a lot of traditional way of life and eating.
Hmm.
You already know, okay, if the person always, they can't look you in the eye and they keep looking to the left, keep looking upward, I mean they're lying, they fabricating. If you're trying to push your product and they be like, yeah, I'm gonna get with it, and they can't even look at you, they keep looking at, yeah, they lying. But if they're able to look you straight in your eye and talk to you, then you already know, like, okay, this person might be, I might make a sale, I might get a client out of this person. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, bro, because believe it or not, it's a lot of people that practice health and wellness, the holistic approach, and they'll tell you with the big machines and big pharma and all these different food things out here, it's very challenging to convince people, hey, you need to get it together. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to collaborate on some new projects, you and I, to get your books out there in the new markets. Uh, Let everybody know more about your projects in the alkaline diet, about your cookbooks, Dr. Sebi, all that stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a big deal. So, any final words? Tell everybody any final words of encouragement to inspire them, motivate them. Tell everybody how they can connect with you, whether it's social media, and tell everybody how they can find your books as well.
Well, as far as the diets and things like that go, um, it's not designed in our favor. Like when you go into the supermarkets and you look on the shelves in the supermarket, it's not designed in our favor for our health. It's just designed for somebody to make money. Most of the ingredients they put in there is garbage. They just put in the cheapest ingredients they could get away with, and they just push it off on you. And the marketing they use and the different other ways they go about doing things, it's not designed for our health, man. It's just designed to make somebody else money. You got to take your health into your own. You got to take power of your own health instead of putting it in somebody else's hands. You the one actually putting the stuff in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how it got there, it's up to you to stop. You know what I mean? Especially if you know. And I'm just trying to spread the word to let people know. And hopefully, I mean, when I initially started doing the book thing, I wasn't really looking to make money. That's like one of the first things that I ever did in my whole life that I started and I didn't want to make no money. And I end up by me having that approach. I made more money than I probably made in my whole life doing anything I did, and I ain't want nothing for it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I just keep pushing, and people that's out there that's having weight loss, weight problems, and all that, don't go to the Ozempic first. You know, there's other options that you could go to before that. You know, and I guess I got this book right here. It's one of them. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to help people stay out the hospital.
Yeah, man. Excellent. So what about social media and all that stuff? Website. Tell everybody how they can.
Oh, you can find my work on TheAlkalineLifeDiet.com, and I'm Googleable. You can just Google Flip-McGyver, and all my work should come up then. And my email is flipmcgyver@gmail.com. My social media, my Instagram is flipmcgyver. My Facebook is flipmcgyver, and everything is just basically flipmcgyver. Just punch it in the internet, and everything and all my work should come up.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the Flip McGyver show is ready to be aired. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's a lot of things coming up. Pay attention to everything in the world, man. Focus on your mind, focus on your thoughts, focus on the way you're feeling to make sure that you're not using food as a coping device, an addiction. You know, listen, food is here to heal you, not harm you. So when you get uh, books such as Flip McGyver's, use that to your advantage. If you see him in the streets, you see him on the world platforms, connect, get some inside value on how you can better yourself, man. Because the way how society is setting up right now is all poison. Even your fresh produce, you got to make sure that you soak it properly. You get all the pesticides out of it, everything like that. So he said something that's real funny. He's like, "Yeah, okay, but nobody put it on your fault. Ain't nobody. You the one that's putting it in your mouth. Why? You know, why is that?" So, but my whole thing is like, what you eat don't make me. Do what you want. I can just lead you to the water. If you see my results, I went from 240 something pounds to 200 pounds, right, in 2 days. Because when diabetes hits, a thing hit quick, it hit hard, and you can be in a coma. You can be in a diabetic ketosis state. So you want to make sure you're keeping your body nice and alkaline. Want to make sure that you keep your body nice and cleansed out. Give your liver and your kidneys time to regenerate. Give your cells time to regenerate. When you constantly keep shoving that stuff in your mouth, down your throat, 24 hours a day, you don't give your vital organs, your processing plants in your body time to filter out. So if you're seeing a lot of people with a lot of abdominal obesity, that's all junk in there. That's all toxic waste. That's all it is, man. People say, "Oh, I'm just fat." No, that's all waste. You need to go get all that stuff out. You need to lose the weight. And then that's that vertical fat that's surrounding your vital organs. So every time that you overweight and you're just sitting here right now and talking to Mr. McGyver, I'm using 70% of my body's energy. And I ain't even doing nothing but talking. If I was overweight and trying to get out of this chair, my vital organs, my heart, my it's going to have to pump 3 to 5 times harder and faster just to get me out this chair. So when our vital organs are surrounded by all this abdominal fat and all this back fat and all that stuff like that, it has to work harder to maintain your everyday lifestyle. Okay? And this is where you're going to fail at right now. So if I'm 57 and you're your age and you're overweight, guess what? Your body is going to age 3 to 5 years older than your chronological age. So we got to lose the weight. We've got to take the pressure off our vital organs. We got to lower our blood pressure. We got to protect our kidneys, our livers, our liver, our stomach, our digestive system. Man, you got to give your systems a break, man. That
That
intermittent fasting, alkaline diets and just paying attention to all that stuff like that will give your system the necessary break that it's going to need for better functional health as we get older. And that's all I'm gonna say about that, man. Because if you wake up, you got a headache, and your blood pressure is high, and your sugar levels is high, and you just woke up, you got a problem. If you poke yourself and you check in your sugar level, and it's over 250 to 300, you got a problem. Your number should be between 80 and 120 for normal your glucose levels for normal ranges. If it's below 80 and 70, your sugar is dropping. I mean, you got to eat something. If it's way above, you need to drink a lot of water. You just need to go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big deal, man. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go purchase the books, follow Flip-McGyver, get the insights. There it is online right there for you. Follow him, connect with him, learn from him, let him educate you, let him teach you about the importance of getting on an alkaline diet, maintaining an alkaline diet for the rest of your life. Not just for, oh, I'm doing it because it's a fad, or I'm doing it because I want to, the doctor say I need to do X, Y, and Z. No, this is for the rest of your life, man. So if you look back and you think about all the people who you went to high school with, how are they looking right now? Are they looking old? Are they looking sick? Are they looking flabby? Are they still alive? This is real talk. Even if you look back at all your college friends, how do they feel? How do they look right now? And a lot of it comes from their diet. A lot of it comes from their lifestyle. So you
Absolutely.
you don't want to be that person looking old. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be that person, man, that said, "Man, I went to school with old boy. Old boy look like he's 70 years old." You don't want to be that person, dog. So you want to make sure that you stay on point with your diet, because food would age you. Alcohol and drugs would age you. You have to be on point, man. So that's what it is, man. Hey, I'm Terrence Hutchinson, certified health and wellness coach and consultant right here at the Your Best Lifestyles Fitness and Nutrition. We're here at the Old Robinson Studios right now. We want to say thank you guys for. I know you're going to love this show like you love all the rest. Thank you for subscribing and downloading and listen to the show, because we only bring you phenomenal guests who are sharing their stories and their product with us so we can put it out around the world. They're already doing amazing things in the community and around the world, but we want to highlight them every even more to give them their flowers and what they're doing to help save lives, man. It's not just about the money, like he says. It's about the purpose. It's about what God aligned up with you in your life, so you can help people come back to who He is in a natural state, right? So I love the fact you say it ain't all about the money. It's all about the purpose. It's what God told you to do. Say, hey, I need you to do this, right? When you focusing on your purchase, on your purpose, then obviously the money will come. The money will come. Like you say, man, I sold so many copies. That wasn't your purpose. You're going to make money. Profit is not a dirty word. Don't get me wrong. You want to make some money, well, a lot of money from your intellectual property. At the end of the day, when you keep in purpose ahead of profit, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Sometimes it'd be like, holy crap, man, I ain't made no money this week. But the purpose is there. People feel you and they understand what's going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep that in mind. Once again, Mr. Guy McGyver, Uh, go support, go do everything you can do for this man because he got a mission, and God is using him as a vessel. He's a conduit. Okay, so bless him, continues blessing Flip, and you guys have a good
What
night.
happened?
Appreciate you, man. Just hold on. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Flip-McGyver, man. Go check him out. Follow everything he's doing. Support this brother because he's doing a lot of amazing things. And we appreciate you. And we see you on the next one.